Durdle Magic. Welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we are again playing Mangara the Diplomat, looking at our opening hand. It's pretty okay. Not too much follow-up, but I think I want to keep it. Last couple of test games haven't been giving me too many lands, so let's go ahead and do that. We did win the die roll, so we will be going first. To cover our commander, Mangara the Diplomat is 3 white for a legendary 2/4 human cleric. Lifelink, whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you or planeswalker you control, draw a card. And whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. That bottom one helps us out a lot. Our first opponent is Gonti, Lord of Luxury, King of the Steels. 2 black, 2/3 legendary creature, Aetherborn Rogue, Death Touch. When enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library, exile one of them face down, and then put the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. You may look at and cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were any mana of any type to cast that spell. Notably, if he dies, they still get the spell. Our turn is first. We get Selfless Squire. Let's go ahead, play a Plains, pass it off to our opponents. Doesn't look like we're doing anything till turn 4 just yet. Our next opponent is Atraxa, Creator's Voice. Non-red, so green, white, blue, black, 4/4 legendary creature, Angel Horror, Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink, and at the beginning of their end step, they get to proliferate. Hopefully not Super Friends, that does tend to be kind of grindy and snowbally, but we'll see what they have in store for us. Swamp into play, followed by a Soul Ring for the Gonti. That's going to be a pretty quick Gonti, Lord of Luxury out of them. Oh, and followed by a Jet Medallion, so they're on Gonti mana already as soon as they drop another Swamp anyway, because they still need double black. Our last opponent is Arcades the Strategist. I've been seeing a lot of this recently. Is there something new I'm unaware of for this deck? 1 green, white, blue, 3/5 Flying Vigilance. Whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under their control, they draw a card, and each creature they have with Defender assigns combat damages through their toughness rather than their power, and can attack as though they didn't have Defender. Soul Ring down for Atraxa 2. I'm starting to feel left out. Command Tower and then Wall of Runes rather for the Arcades player. Yay, it's not a Soul Ring. I feel a little bit better. Comes to our turn, we draw another Plains. That's fine with me. Hopefully not too many more Plains this game. But Plains in play. We'll tap it down, telling our opponents we're not threatened. We'll pass it off. Again, still only 4 drops so far. Alright, so threat assessment. Gonti's going to be a pain in the butt. Atraxa might be enough of a pain in the butt to them where they steal their things. Arcades can go very aggro, but the last few times I've seen it, it got nerfed pretty hard. So I'm unsure. As far as we go, as long as they don't think we're playing stacks, because the last game, one of the last games, my first game with Mangara on the videos, somebody accused me of playing stacks. They haven't seen stacks, I'm telling you. Phyrexian Arena coming down for Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Pretty good early drop. Shalai, Voice of Plenty coming down for the Atraxa player. Maybe 1/1 counters, maybe just there because it's good. So they have hexproof, other planeswalkers and creatures they control will have hexproof. So yeah, that's not good already. Just Canopy Vista into play this turn for Arcades. Rolling over to us, we get Generous Gift. Yeah, I think I kind of want to destroy Shalai right up. They can have an elephant for it. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure our opponents can maybe do something. That's the other thing with Arcades decks. They have like almost never any removal for whatever reason. I don't know why. Shalai down. Let's pass it off to our opponents. Shalai is so hard to work around, especially once they maybe clone it or something. First arena trigger of the game. Gonti will get an extra card and lose a life. They certainly have enough mana for Gonti. So let's see what they do with it. They have 5 -1 if it's a black spell. There's Gonti. Let's see who they're going to target with it. The Atraxa player. I had thought so. They're going to have by far probably the most varied amount of good cards in their deck. They selected something. Too bad we don't get to see it. Sylvan Library. I'm guessing that's what they took. That's a pretty good card. Landed to play for the Atraxa player is Zaggoth Triome. I do love these Triomes. And they come into play tapped, so I think that's pretty fair with them. Gonti starting to easily become the arch enemy over here. So hopefully we'll draw some enchantment removal or something. Elephant into us. Not into Gonti. Okay. I mean, I did blow up their Shalai, but kind of a waste of an elephant there. Maybe they'll swing at him next time. Hover Barrier into play for the Arcades player. I almost said Atraxa. Tisk tisk. Anyway, Flying Defender 06. So once Arcades come down, that's 10 damage to something, possibly. Only 1 flies, though. Comes our turn, we get Windborn Muse. That might be good later against Arcades. For now, let's get down our last Plains and play the Smothering Tithe. And then we'll get down Mangara maybe next turn. I do want the extra mana up because, one, Gonti's going to be drawing, like, possibly 3 cards a turn now. And 2, I have a feeling I'm going to need it. Alright, so they do pay for the first trigger on Tithe. They do not pay for the second trigger. We get a nice little treasure token. They don't keep any extra cards with the Sylvan Library, I suppose. So, 1 treasure, but, you know, that's on parity. Yahay the Undying Partisan, okay. So, a sack outlet, if ever there was one, that means they can just keep recurring Gonti from the graveyard, which is going to get annoying. Okay, both of them into us. I don't know what we did, but alright. Starting to think people just hate this diplomacy. I don't know what's happening here. Dreadhorde Invasion. Okay, so they will get a token at the beginning of their upkeep and lose a life, but it keeps growing bigger too, so that's also annoying. They also get lifelink out of it. Alright, Atraxa paying the 2 for the Smothering Tithe trigger. Rhystic Study, that's a good one. Reprinted and Jumpstart. I have not seen anyone open Rhystic Study. So, you know, the rarity on these things, they're rarer than the normal kind of rare is my guess. I am going to open a box of that. We'll see. Elephant's still into us. Holy crap, what did we do to these people? Okay, we take 3. Rolls over to Arcadie's turn. Hopefully they don't also wail on us. I'm very confused. I mean, Smothering Tithe is a good card, but it's not nearly that good. We get a treasure. Arcadie's a strategist coming down for that player. Rhystic Study will do the triggering. Gonti says I played Smothering Tithe. I said, says the library player. So, I don't know. It's just me, maybe. We get another treasure off of Atraxa drawing a card from the Rhystic Study, so that's fine with me. And attack of Arcadie's into the Atraxa player. Finally not our face. I can approve of this message. I would have preferred Gonti, but progress is progress. 6 damage is good to the Atraxa. Hope we get, you know, something awesome. Would be great. I'm thinking Windborn Muse and our general? Heliod's Intervention. The gods have blessed us. The lords of chaos doth show us the favor. Now they're going to be super pissed at me. Let's go ahead and play Temple of the False God. Yeah, we're not going to live through this, but yeah, I'm doing it. The hate will be real, but yeah. All the things have to go bye-bye. And Revenge. Rhystic Study will trigger. We're obviously not paying for that. So yeah, happy days. We got a treasure token. That's nice. Why did this temporary zone pop up? What is this? Alright, that was confusing. They all should have just died. Let's pass it off to our opponents and take all the hate to the face. That'll be 7 more damage. Hey, Grim Tutor. That's not a core set version. How dare they? But yeah, this card, what, in paper was like 200 bucks or something? Yay, core set. I hope I get one. Swing at us. Didn't see that coming. No blocks. Gonna rub my face in it. 2 black eyes. That looks like that's done for Gonti's turn. Let's go and roll it on over to Atraxa here. Atraxa paying the 2 for the Tithe trigger, so I guess they have nothing that they want to play yet necessarily. Alright, animation module. So it is probably a 1/1 counter deck. These things can actually be pretty good. Them and the other set. What's the other ones? I forget at the moment. But I did use them to some success in my own Atraxa deck and some other counter decks. They got blown up enough times that I feel it was successful. Elephant back into us. Again, didn't see that coming. My scrying ball is so clouded with salty things. Alright, we are down to 23. We are almost half dead. Playing Smothering Tithe apparently is a lot worse than Sylvan Library for Phyrexian Arena, Sol Ring, and a Jet Medallion altogether. Word to the wise, apparently Smothering Tithe is just that good. Rupture, Spire down into play for Arcadie's. Wall of Blossoms into play for Arcadie's. They will get to draw 2 cards, and they cannot pay, so we will get 2 treasures, so that's nice. Alright, we have 2 attacks, the 06 and the 04 into Gonti. Yay, Arcadie's, you're my friend. So that'll be 10 damage to Gonti. Arcadie's notably also not paying for my Tithe triggers, so they're like my best friend right now. Let's go Emergent Zone. And I think, because, I mean, Gonti probably has something to murder our creatures. So I'm thinking at this point, we go just our commander, Windborn Muse, hold up mana like we have something, and call that a day. So let's go ahead, crack all the treasure. And then we'll go ahead and play the Windborn Muse. Again, hold up mana like we have some removal. And pass off the turn, see what happens. Let us have the treasure, that way I can keep Selfless Squire up as well. Alright, we get that treasure. Mana for Selfless Squire in case we need it. So that will work out, especially if Arcadie's wants to come our way. We get a very big Selfless Squire. Promise of Power, draw 5 cards, lose 5 life. So they do nothing else this turn, but that also draws them a bunch of options. Like I said, generally speaking, oh, we get all those treasures. I hope we draw something to use them with. So like I said in my first video, mono white, it needs card draw, it needs ramp, right? But Mono White has so many answers to everything that everybody just kind of like hates on it. And I feel like that's an actual thing. I've been thinking on the Mono White problem for a long time in EDH. And I've come closer to Mark Rosewater on you can't just, you know, give it card draw necessarily. So Mangara is fine, but if you give White straight card draw, it will end up dominating it, at least a casual table. I've played against decks where they got wheeled into stuff, and that was like the end of the world. So literally, there was a World Slayer in one. So, you know, gotta be careful. Although I think Mangara is a step in the right direction. All right, is Shai Ojutai Dragon Speaker coming down for the Atraxa player? It's one of the partner pairs, and you could run this with Rayhan Last of the Obzon instead of Atraxa for a 1/1 counter deck. Same colors. Tree Redemption. 0-13. That was a mythic rare in one of the sets, wasn't it? The bad feelings. I pulled one out of my box. Was it one of the Modern Masters, something like that? Oh, that was a sad day. I was one of those unfortunate few who pulled the Tree of Redemption. Azorius Chancery into play for the Arcades player. They will have to bounce a land. Arcades, to combat. Are they on the warpath? Nope, Arcades skipping it. It's too bad they have a flyer, so I was wondering about that. We get Swords to Plowshares. That's pretty good. Notably, no extra card draw around the table from Mangara this last time, so... Alright, let's go ahead and attack the Atraxa player with the Windborn Muse. It does fly, so they will either have to block it or take the 2. 2's not a big deal. I expect them to take it. 2 is good. Let's pass it off to our opponents. Hold all the mana up. You know, we don't have much, but bluffing might get us there, although usually people just play into things. I'll definitely bait out counter spells. Nixthos Shrine to Nyx into play for Gonti. That's not going to be good. Already taps for equal, so they just need one more permanent with black. Ravenous Chupacabra. I didn't see the removal coming. Let's see what they want to kill, though. Will it be the Seedborn, or the, Seedborn. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Windborn Muse or Mangara? Oh, it's the Windborn Muse. Yeah, I'm actually better. I'm more fun with that. I do have repeatable Pillow Fort, not so much a repeatable Mangara. So they tap the Shrine for 5 mana. Let's see what they're going to do with that. Arcane Signet. All right, that'll be coming down. We do get a card off of that. It's their second spell for the turn. Myriad Landscape is the card. That's unfortunate. We need to draw some actual gas with all this mana we have. Grave Pact. Whenever a creature they control dies, we'll have to sack a creature. I think that's a Swords to Plowshares on their Yahenni. All right, Yahenni in exile. They lose a sack outlet. Of course, they can just set something else up the next turn. But we do have a turn where nobody has to sacrifice a creature necessarily, so that's fine. No attacks out of Gonti, that's fine with me. I didn't feel like wanting to take 4 to the face regardless. We are getting, you know, we're still at 23, that's almost half our life total. We do have a 6/6 flyer to worry about. That's not fun. Atraxa coming down now could be detrimental, but we do have Selfless Squire to block the damage, so that's nice. Winding Constrictor. So yeah, this basically confirms it's a 1/1 counter deck, which is fine. I actually like Atraxa as a 1/1 counter commander. It's not nearly as snowbally as, like, say, Super Friends, and it's a lot more interactable. I had one for a while, but everybody just kept killing Atraxa because it's Atraxa. Attack into us, again. Who would have guessed? Alright, so I guess Smothering Tithe is just really like this card where everybody's just like, I hate you. And I don't know, like, mono white, it sucks, and then everybody hates it anyway. Animation module triggered, they paid 1 for a servo. Selfless Squire will come into play. We will prevent 8 damage. Notably, it says if you keep preventing damage, it keeps getting bigger. So that's also a nice little extra thing. We have ourselves a 9/9 Selfless Squire. Damage was prevented. Land into play for the Arcades player. Hopefully they swing at not us. I'd really like to see them knock some other one out while we try to get a board wipe. That's probably our plan to victory at the moment, barring drawing like a billion lines. Ooh, Psych Rift on Overload. Nice. Unfortunate for us, but we do have Emergent Zone for Emergency Blocker, so that's not terrible. Alright, so let's just sacrifice all these treasures before I forget. Alright, everything back to everyone's hand. Let's see, do we get to respond to something beforehand? We do, fantastic. Let's go ahead, sacrifice this, pay the 1. Now our stuff gets Flash, and then let's go ahead and play the Sun Titan. We'll get back our Emergent Zone. Isn't that a nice little nifty trick? And that worked out. Our Selfless Squire still has Flash. All of our stuff actually still has Flash. So that's not terrible. Arcades, everything they are doing, minus the commander, into the Gonti player. That works for me. Will that kill them? Let's see. 13, 14. That'll do it. Alright, so at the end step, we still have Flash. So let's go ahead and play... what do we want? Mangara? Selfless... Probably Smothering Tithe. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we get Castle Ardenvale. Come on, deck. I don't need any more lands. Okay, so it can make a creature. That's nice, I suppose. Let's go ahead and play that. And then we'll go ahead and play Mangara and call that a day. Actually, that's stupid. I'm a dum-dum. Let's go combat and use the Sun Titan for fudge sakes into Arcades, because they're going to start, getting a lot better. Atraxa has been stuck at 4 lands forever, so I'm not terribly worried about them just now. I could be wrong, but I also want Arcades to start taking damage, because if we can win, I want them to be as low as possible. Alright, now we pass it off. Mana up for the Selfless Squire, and it'll be huge, especially if they attack with everything for whatever reason. Atraxa does not pay for the trigger. We get a treasure. Arcane Sanctum down for the Atraxa player. Atraxa tapped all their mana to say they're not a threat and is passing the turn. Alright, let's see if Diplomacy works for him. Mangara the Diplomat. Our Diplomacy never seems to work for us ever so far. I don't know what to say about that. Atraxa will have to discard. Let's see what they discard. It is Ageless Entity. Okay. Over to Arcades' turn. They have everything going into the Atraxa player. That seems like a plan. We really need a board wipe. Oh, we got some mana tapping. What's happening over here? Tower Defense. Oh. Ooh. So each one of their creatures will deal an additional 5. Well, minus Arcades. So yeah, they are dead. Our draw turn. Come on. Come on. Board wipe. That's not a board wipe. That's a Field of the Dead. I've been trying that in here. It's not for mono colored decks. Let me say that. Alright, let's see. Let's play the planes and hold up stuff like we have things. Attack with the Sun Titan. And call that a day, I suppose. The Sun Titan. I'd say he's swinging, but he's really more like marching right into them. So I don't know. What would that be? Alright, they take the 6. That's nice of them. So they'll have 5 cards in hand. Lots of nice blue things. Very big butt creatures. And we have not drawn removal for Arcades. We have not drawn a board wipe. If we do manage to get one when they attack us, we can't play at instant speed, so that's nice. But this might be our last turn, everybody. Kesmina, alright. That's not one I've seen too terribly often. I love the art on that card, though. So Kesmina, in case you don't know, from War of the Spark, 3 blue for a legendary Planeswalker Kesmina. Starts at 5, -2. Create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token, draw a card, then discard a card. Suppose your opponent's cast that target creature or Planeswalker you control costs 2 more to cast. They are, in fact, activating that -2. We do get the trigger before the blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. If we get Rogue's Passage too, that also be good. No, it's Encroaching Waste. Lands, come on. Alright, let's go ahead and play our last-ditch effort here with the Selfless Squire. Hope they don't have a counterspell. Nope, they're tapping mana. Looks like a counterspell coming. Alright, nope, counterspell coming. They're still floating mana. Alright. We will get the trigger. It will prevent the damage. We just won't have a really big dude afterward. I've already seen this happen. They let the mana go, rolls over to the blocking step. We're not going to block with squat. And we're going to get a really big Selfless Squire. Now, if we had the wizard out of the way, we'd be able to force them to kill Arcades, but then he'd just be back down. We really just need that board wipe. This will probably be our last turn unless they have some kind of response to blow up our stuff. Come on, at least not a land. Deck. Why deck? Ah, come on. Alright. Even the white card draw can't save us from land blocks. Oh, that is a sadness. Alright. So, what do we want to do? Do we have any options? We do have 2 lands that do land destruction. I guess we could do that, but that doesn't get us any closer to, like, winning. Plus, we can only play one of them. Let's go ahead. Let's play Field of the Dead, sure. If somehow we survive, we can maybe get some zombie blockers and survive one more turn. But, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. So, let's go ahead and swing with the Sun Titan. Keep Selfless Squire up for blocks. Kill the 0-13, maybe? And, yeah, I mean, there's not much more we can do here. Go ahead and attack. They take 6, and we'll pass it on over. We have nothing. We drew, what, 4 or 5 lands in a row? Last turn, they did discard Darksteel Forge, so that's nice, I suppose. They are activating Kesmina again. They will have an additional blocker. We'll get mana, yay, because we need it. And they will get another option. They discard a snow-covered island. Hopefully they're not getting like any removal and we can slowly like keep our face alive somehow. We could lose the Titan to the 6/6 if I wanted, I suppose. Ex-Bane Guardian, Mana Dork Extraordinaire of Defender decks. Oh, that's not good. I'm really hoping that's not a infinite combo. That would take any chance we have and toss it out the window. They are paying 2 for the Smothering Tithe trigger, so at least they won't have like, you know, another Cycrift like effect like Evacuation or Flood of Tears. Drift of Phantasms, Transmute. That means they'll be able to go tutor for anything that costs CMC 3. High Alert, so that will make them all tougher, right? So it's a backup for Arcades, basically. And they can untap their stuff, which will be a pain in the butt. Alright, they skip combat. That gives us an extra turn, I guess. We don't lose anything, so that's also good. Okay, deck. For the love of the Chaos Lords, for the love of the gaming gods, for everything, just give me something other than a land. I'll take a I'll take like Enlightened Tutor. I'll take anything besides a land. Unless it's Rogue's Passage, you can give me that. That would be fantastic. Alright, just looked at the chat. Yeah, it just randomly switched to the screen. So anyway, they said good game. Their counter wouldn't work against my Selfless Squire. They said they were casting Dovin's Veto. That one only does non-creature spells. So good game to our opponent. I don't know why they quit though. It seemed like they had that, you know, in the bag 1 or 2 turns and we would have died. Thanks for tuning into Durdle Magic. If you like the content you saw here today, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit that like button, and if you could be so kind, please share the video to anyone who you think might be interested. And remember, you can follow our posts at Facebook and at Twitter at DurdleMTG. We also post the video links there, so if that's more of your forum, Durdle around with us and enjoy some magic. Until then, see you around.